Warning, don't listen if it's a podcast you want. This is a Chumcast. Just your basic gabfest among chums. A little news, some entertainment, an annoying opinion or two, and, if you're lucky, maybe even a chuckle.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
So it's time to buckle up. Whetstone Entertainment, in association with Is Chill Productions, presents Don't Listen, a basic Chumcast. And here are your hosts, Big Red and the Shebs.
Remember, everyone, just don't be yourselves.
It's showtime.
Go time.
Fire it up, Big Red.
Oh, yeah, buddy. I got something for you right off the top.
Off the top?
Where can I find a woman like that?
Sounds familiar. Couldn't tell you.
Like Jesse's
girl, Rick Springfield.
I play along with the charade.
Okay.
So I've been listening to a little working class dog, and I'm willing to admit it.
I had a problem with that because back in the early 80s, Bruce Springsteen's parents moved in a couple doors up the street.
Oh, yeah. I remember that very well.
I had never heard of Bruce Springsteen when I was a kid.
Yeah, me neither.
So I thought, they don't know what they're talking about. You must mean Rick Springfield.
I got confused with that, too.
So I went to school saying, Rick Springfield's parents are moving in up the street. And people were freaking out, Rick Springfield's parents.
Where can I find a woman like that?
Our friend Kenny, who would I remember him totally going, Rick Springfield? He was all fired up right about that. And then a couple of days later, they really confirmed, it's Bruce Springsteen.
I'm telling you, that album's pretty good. Working Class Dog is a pretty good album.
It just wasn't, just not my gig. So
this is the Don't Listen Chumcast.
Hello.
I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs.
Sorry for that diversion there.
Yeah, sorry, but sometimes we just got to be spontaneous with these things. And the DLC is where we're going.
DLC.
The DLC, which is short for the Don't Listen Chumcast, for the numbskulls out there.
Oh, okay.
So, listen, we've got a big show today. I mean, this is
a nice studio. How come there's bowling pins everywhere?
Well, this is not a regular mind virus day today.
No?
We're taking it to another level of stupid.
Okay.
All right. So we've got, first of all, let's get to the studio name. The studio name today is the Bel Mateo Bowl.
I had a thought.
Studios. Yeah. The Bel Mateo Bowl Studios.
All right, a tribute to all the bowling alleys out there in the 80s, right?
So again, this is about our youth. This is about growing up in on the peninsula in San Mateo County in the Bay Area and getting into all kinds of trouble in the late 70s and the 80s.
Especially at birthday parties.
And one of the local hotspots back in the day with all of us old folks, what we like to do is we like to bowl.
Bowl at birthday parties, yes.
And at this particular bowling alley called the Bel Mateo Bowling Alley, because it's located it's not like really in Belmont or in San Mateo. It's in Bel Mateo.
It's right on the border.
It's Bel Mateo.
It's near that Belmont Theater.
And they had a big ass Indian totem pole with a huge waterfall and a rock waterfall going on there with fountains. As soon as you walked in there, you had a freaking 14-year-old hard-on going.
Yep, absolutely.
You could hear the pins being slammed by the bowling ball. You could hear the pinball machines.
People cheering because somebody got 8 pins down.
You could smell the Marlboro Red cigarette smoke. You could hear the girls laughing in the 80s totem bar.
And there were actually people our age now who really preferred that bar in the bowling alley.
Who didn't?
Come on.
I always, as a 14-year-old, I was dying to go in there for a beer.
That's where we all desired to go, hey, one day I can go just sit in there.
Those girls were having a lot of fun, and those cigarettes smelled awfully yummy.
Absolutely.
I mean, this was back in the day when you could smoke a cigarette inside a building.
You could.
Freedom.
Yeah. Yes. And then, and birthday parties wasn't about going to a private room and having cake afterwards. No, you sucked it up. You had your cupcakes out on the lane.
That's right.
You didn't go to private rooms and have it all choreographed.
Nope.
No, you went and you bowled, baby.
And you kept score with a pencil.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I do believe that they may have been.
This is the transition. Those are the years that they started to go overhead.
later on, oh yeah, that's right. They had a projector.
They started doing that. Yeah.
They had a projector that would show, you'd write with pencil, but they had a projector. And then later they got the electronic scoring. But the real action was not in the bar. The real action was in the arcade where they had like 3 pinball machines and a what?
A skeet ball.
Pool table, you liar.
No, it was a skeet ball.
They had maybe they did. But I remember a pool table.
Oh, I did too.
And that was where all the Greg Bradys, the Johnny Bravos, all the cool dudes.
Johnny Bravo. Yeah, that's right. They were kind of the high school guys who just had their licenses. They had some cars. They had the muscle cars.
They had cigarettes in their mouths.
Yeah. They had, sometimes some guys had perms.
Remember, they would put their cigarette, while they were playing pinball, they'd put the cigarette on the side and let it burn.
Yeah. And some guys, if you're really cool, you leave it in their mouth and you kind of go like this, and just kind of. Yeah. Oh, they were bad.
And that was very competitive to get on. They may have had Space Invaders there, but that was, that's right. They had a air hockey. They had that air hockey game.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so it was like an arcade before arcade. So there was a couple of pinball machines, there was the air hockey, and then there was the pool table, and it was filled with smoke.
But you just got sent there because it was cheap.
Or a birthday.
Yeah, that was the only reason. And then the birthday parties, and then you had to go find one of the lighter balls because you're what? You were 10, you're 9, you're 8. You're trying to find a ball, and these balls are heavy, and you can't even put your fingers in the holes, and you got to figure out how to roll them down this thing and stuff.
Germ Central.
And we didn't play with gutters. By the way, I don't like people who play with gutters. Even little kids, you got to teach them how to throw a gutter ball. We didn't play with gutters. We played at our young ages. We always played open. We had.
You're talking about a gutter guard.
Gutter guard. What'd I say?
I've never bowled with a gutter guard.
No, and we didn't as kids. As kids now, because you want them to be successful, they got to hit at least one pin.
Yeah, we're going to be pampered to death.
No,
the youth is going to destroy our planet.
I ain't playing with gutter guard.
Bumper gutter guard.
Jesus,
stupid.
Come on.
That's not even bowling.
No,
the gutter is bowling.
Yeah, you got to hit the gutter. It's character building.
Anyway, it's the Bel Mateo Studios today. Coming up on the show, I got to talk about this real quick because it's a McNasty show today. We got the emails coming up in Holla, which is ridiculous. And that's much later, though. Crazy Town, we're going to talk about Jack London.
Ooh.
And I know you're familiar with Jack London Square in Oakland.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're familiar with Call of the Wild.
I am not.
Okay. You didn't read Call of the Wild?
No, I didn't read in high school.
Okay. The reason it's Jack London in Crazy Town is that he ranks right up there with
Ernestine.
Yes, he does.
Has to be Ernestine.
The American writers were nuts. And then we've got One Bad Mother coming up a little bit later. That's being brought to you by a new sponsor, 100% Tires. And we're going to talk Sacagawea. We got the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka coming up. We don't know what the fuck that's going to be.
That's a fishbowl.
But right now, let's get into what happened on this day in history, which is being brought to you by our friends at Tanner's Home Furnishings.
On this day in history.
Yeah, buddy, it's the mind virus of all mind viruses. Back in the day, back in 1915, on this day in history.
Okay.
Georges Claude. You know George.
I know a George, but
you know Georges Claude. He's from Paris, France.
No idea what you're talking about.
He's a very famous guy. He patented the electric neon signs on this day.
You got to be kidding. You found that out?
I found that out because I love neon signs.
Neon signs are okay. Yeah, we Heineken, Budweiser.
So this Claude guy who nobody's ever heard about and everyone's going, why the fuck is Big Red talking about this guy? I have a personal thing with neon signs. Mm-hmm. And frankly, if I ever had a kid and I'm naming him Claude.
Why don't you name him Neon?
The name would be Claude Hopper.
All right.
No, okay, so seriously. So this guy is a famous French inventor or / engineer. He liquefied air, which I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that either.
See, you're smarter than me, though.
I am smarter than you.
And you didn't know that?
Nope, didn't know that.
So he not only liquefied air, but also other gases. He developed and made ammonia. And obviously, he put together the first fluorescent light.
Okay.
But let's get a little scientific. Now, this is where I thought I would play into your strength.
Okay.
Were you good in biology?
Oh, really good. Finagle factors in Carmel High School? Are you kidding me?
And how about chemistry?
Well, that was finagle factors.
I don't even think I showed up for either one of those classes.
Biology was, I was not good in biology. But chemistry with finagle factors, yes.
Okay, so we're going to get scientific with these neon signs no matter what. So neon signs are made with what they call argon.
Oh, I love argon.
What do you love about it?
Oh, it's on the periodic table of elements.
Does it smell good?
Oh, my God.
Is it tasty?
Oh, it tastes like rabbit.
You don't know shit. So it's made with, these neon signs are made with argon gas, non-toxic, made with gases naturally in our air. I didn't think there could be gases in the air.
There are gases in the air. Yeah.
Is that like cancerous?
No, only if you take it in large quantities.
I think I'm taking in more than my fair share.
Okay.
So neon signs last a long time. They stay as bright as when they're first made. So they continue to stay bright.
Nice.
But they are costly and they require special tools. Very special craftsmen, and the materials are super costly.
Oh.
And at this point, they're becoming rare as the LED.
Oh, that's a shame.
Is taking over the planet. You know why?
Why?
Because they're cheaper.
Yeah.
And they're very efficient.
Okay.
And the Chinese fucking dig them.
Really?
Right. And the Chinese don't just make one or two. You know, they're making millions of them.
They play a lot. They play good catch up.
When you don't be the ketchup. No, don't be the mustard.
Be the ketchup.
That's right. But when you find something that works, you stick with it. So the LED is kind of taken over.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
The first neon signs were installed in Los Angeles in the early 1920s. Neon, the word neon, do you know what kind of word would you think that is?
Neoprene.
No. Is it from is it Latin American? Is it Mexican? Is it Canadian?
It's Latin.
What kind of word is neon?
Latin.
Nope. Neon is Greek for the word.
I was in the right area.
For the word new.
Oh, okay.
New, neon, it kind of works.
Okay.
The Greeks were fucking way beyond their time.
Yeah, they're pretty smart.
And they get tan. So I kind of wish that I was a Greek.
Okay. That's interesting.
Not a Greek. I wish I was Greek.
I wish I was a falafel.
If I was Greek, my first name would be Falafel Alexander.
There you go. Too much lamb, though, for the Greeks.
I know. I'm not into that.
Yeah, I'm not into lamb. Yeah. Give me a falafel. Yeah. Yeah, too much lamb.
Can't do it. So, okay, let's just end this real quick because I know everybody's bored with this. America's most iconic neon signs are one of my favorites is in Portland. It's the white stag, symbol of resilience. I don't know if you've spent much time in Portland.
I have, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's beautiful. You should look it up. And when you're in Portland next time, remember it.
Their neon signs are in bars. They're Budweiser, Lowenbrow, they're Coors. What are they?
Well, do you remember anything about Radio City Music Hall?
That's a good neon sign. Yeah.
That was
Carlos Club, one of our studio names. Great neon sign.
How many people did that draw in on the El Camino?
Like flies, absolutely.
Yeah. So the Radio City Music Hall is probably the most recognizable in the U.S. That was installed in 1932.
Good call.
Then we go to Seattle for Pike's Place Market.
Yeah, you bet. They throw the fish, right?
That was installed 5 years before Radio City Music Hall in 1927. And then Domino's Sugars. This is on the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. And it's probably the biggest, maybe in the world. It's a 40-footer. And it's beautiful. Besides Baltimore being ghetto, the neon sign is still there and it's huge.
Is out here in the Bay Area, is the C&H Sugar neon?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it is.
That's a good call.
But maybe.
It used to be. It may not be anymore.
All right. Just thinking.
But probably the most recognizable for the many crickets out there that are listening to the Chumcast today, the DLC, would be the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
And that was not installed until the over-under is 19 70. Are you going under or are you going over?
I'm going under.
Okay, what year do you think?
Oh, 58.
59.
I see. The Shebs is pretty cool.
That was damn good.
Shebs got it going.
Yeah, that's damn good. 1959. And then we got Vegas Vic, the cowboy that never sleeps. That's in old school Vegas.
Yeah.
So that was installed in 1951. And as we wrap up this tantalizing segment, Vegas is the neon capital of the entire planet.
City of Lights, baby. There you go.
And that was what happened on this day in history. And it was brought to you by our friends at Tanner's Home Furnishings.
The Don't Listen Basic Chumcast.
Yo, fellas, drop the beat.
Just a bunch of time we'll never get back. Don't listen.
Welcome back. It's the DLC. I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs inside the Bel Mateo Bowl studios. I just want to know, where can I find a woman like that? Like
Jesse's girl.
There you go.
Everybody knows that.
God, I love that.
Yeah,
you come around. You just got to get warmed up.
I just had to get warmed up.
So coming up, stick around. We're going to read the DMs in Holla. Crazy Town is coming up. Jack London. One Bad Mother is Sacagawea. And are you going to thank these guys or what?
Yes, Whetstone. Hey, buddies. Michael and Doug are in town. They took us out to dinner last night. Lazy Dog Restaurant down at Bridgepoint.
Not bad.
It was good. Yeah, I thought it was really nice.
I was just happy they forked over some dough for the first time.
They took care of everything.
I shit my pants when they paid the frickin' bill.
By the way, I had the blue Hawaiian cocktail. It was fantastic.
And
anyway,
very feminine.
At the Lazy Dog. Yeah, I was the only one. Everybody else had beer. Anyway.
You're in touch with your feminine side.
What and his chill group. We got Evan, Daniel, Eric, Marcio, and of course, Big Red's favorite, Rachel, who's actually handing me the fishbowl right now. So here you go.
Because we're doing the strange for a little change, Rachel.
There we go.
Rachel, why is she wearing such provocative? That's not right.
I think she's going out after the show.
She smells like
she has just the, not overwhelming, just the right amount of perfume on. It's nice.
I got the side eye. Go ahead.
All right, it's nice. But anyway, what segment is this, by the way?
It's time for the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka.
Oh yeah, the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka.
All right, the Shebs is drawing the card because she handed it to me. All right, and the card survey says, hangovers suck. What do you got on that, Big Red?
We got no shame in our game.
Here's the notes. Here's your card.
I'm sorry, Rachel. Back off with your scent.
Yeah, these millennials and stuff, they don't know anything about hangovers. If you're Gen X, you know about hangovers, and they do suck.
And the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka is being brought to you by the Delicious Delis.
Nice.
We can't forget these guys. They're like repeat offenders with us. And Rachel, thank you for helping me research hangovers and why they suck. And this is very personal because one of the main reasons, in fact, the only reason that Big Red, that's me, gave up my career as a serious professional partier was that I could not handle the hangovers anymore.
I am out. At least a day. The next day, absolutely, I'm gone.
I loved drinking. I loved the time I had while I was drinking. But when I woke up the next morning, a freight train was blowing through my brain.
You lose a day. I mean, for me, I lose a day. I just can't do anything.
Yeah, I just couldn't handle the hangovers. It went from, remember this, it goes from the days of your youth, right, where you don't even know what a hangover is. You'll hear your friends saying, I don't feel right, but you never feel anything. Right at the beginning, you never feel anything. There's no hangover. You don't even know what they're talking about. Then you progress into the morning hangover, that a little grease, some fast food. You have a special...
Oh, a Village Host pizza with a fried egg on top. Absolutely.
Right. So a little grease, a little fast food.
Gets kind of the the horrible feeling out of the way.
A horrible feeling out of the way. That's right. So, and then it progresses. So it goes from no hangover at all to a little fast food and a little grease. That usually will do the trick, to feeling like shit for the entire day.
Yeah, it sucks.
And then we come to the end. Multiple days lost to the hangover from hell that will not go away. And quite frankly, it just wasn't worth it anymore to me. And we all know the drill. Here are the symptoms: sandpaper mouth, constant thirst, nausea, body aches, sweating, and let's face it, we're a little grumpy.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not a pleasant person.
And you know, I'm a veteran drinker. I'm an experienced pro. I know what I'm doing. So as an expert, some call me a sexpert, why are these hangovers occurring? What am I doing wrong? So here's the things that I may have missed somewhere along the line. The more you drink, the more likely you're going to be hungover.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought, yeah, okay.
Bing!
That makes sense.
Yeah, that would be number one on the family
feud.
I have to walk you to the very edge.
It's okay. Well, we're having cocktails right now in the studio, so yeah, you had to walk me to it.
Yeah, I mean,
and does it matter like more beers versus hard alcohol or anything? Or people always say mixing drinks is worse.
Yeah, so mixing the types of alcohol, and if you combine that with drinking on an empty stomach, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah,
you're just asking for it, and I cannot even count the number of times I've done that. In fact, I think there was a time in my life where I felt like eating less would give me a better buzz.
It does. No, it hits you faster.
Yeah. So I went for the hitting faster and fuck the hangover. Well, I didn't care until I got there.
Well, at least you had nothing to throw up when you're trying to.
Oh, I don't think I had laid off the food very long. I think eventually it came down to hot dogs and frickin' Van de Kamp beans or something. Yeah. So it's the bottom line is that it's all about dehydration. Really, they should call hangover dehydration. And the booze actually makes us pee. So that is where the dehydration kicks in.
Yep.
I mean, I think we all kind of know this stuff. We just choose to live in denial. The booze causes, and then we're going to get a little bit biological here. The booze causes the immune system to blow completely up. Inflammatory response is blown completely up, right? So you're chugging this, what's actually poison.
Yeah,
right?
Technically, yeah.
Technically, it's poison,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the immune system is no more. Anything can enter your body when you're drinking, right? Any kind of infection.
Any person can enter your body when you're drinking.
And you immediately become inflammatory.
Yeah.
That's what booze does, is it inflames everything in the body. I thought that was kind of late, but it was interesting. I mean, it's late for me in my life to be figuring this shit out, but it is kind of interesting. But it is, keep in mind when you're drinking, it is poison. The blood vessels also expand, which is causing the high blood pressure, which is where the headaches come from.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
So we're trying, I feel like the professor on Gilligan's Island right now.
You're doing good.
I'm trying to tell Gilligan, put down the Jack Daniels.
Okay, Skipper.
You're such a jerk the next day.
Thank you.
So
Lovey.
it also the alcohol will end up with low blood sugar. So that hits you with the weakness, the fatigue, the shakes, and the grumpy old man syndrome.
Yep.
So dark liquor, a family or some sort of a history of alcoholism, a lack of sleep, smoking cigarettes or smoking dope or whatever you're smoking, none of that stuff. It's all no bueno.
Right.
It's all not going to work in the end. The older we get, the less tolerant we become.
Okay.
So that's probably part of our grumpy old man syndrome.
Yeah, I think so. That's why these Chumcasts suck, because
Remember when we were drinking Sapporo kegs back at Carmel High School?
Can I tell you, I never saw anybody from the 80s, or us great Gen Xers, doing what millennials and Gen Zs do right now, is that they intermit, I'm going to have a glass of water. Well, I have a beer,
Never.
glass of water.
Never.
Beer, glass of water. It's like, no, you had beer, or you had a Bartles and James wine cooler, Bartles and James wine cooler. And you kept going. You didn't put water in there.
And then the real problem was that you would go, oh, let's do a little beer. Then let's do a little California cooler.
Yeah.
And then let's do a little more beer. And then let's go back to the California.
Oh, here's a shot of tequila.
Oh, my buddy's got some Smirnoff.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. No, it was horrible.
But back in those days, there was no. The older we get, the less tolerant we become.
Okay.
So the tip we're going to leave you with, the hypocritical tip that we're going to leave you with here at the DLC will be drink water with your booze, eat while you're drinking, limit the intake, and 1 drink per hour.
If you want to be a pussy.
And that was the Booyah and the Boom Shakalaka. And it was good times.
Where's the awesome sauce?
Better press the eject button right now.
People, are you ready? Are you ready?
Just a bunch of time we'll never get back. Don't listen.
Okay, welcome back. It is the DLC, the Don't Listen Chumcast. I'm Big Red. He is the Shebs. I want you guys to stick around. Coming up, we're going to do some Crazy Town and talk about Jack London. We've also got Holla, where we are going to read the DMs. But right now, it's time to get into One Bad Mother, which is being brought to you by our friends at 100% Tires.
That's one bad mother.
Oh, I'm fired up for this.
One bad mother.
Yeah, and there's no shame in our game. I'm going to be completely upfront about Sacagawea.
Okay.
Sacagawea didn't get the credit that she deserves.
Yeah, it sounds like Pocahontas really took all the credit from.
No, what did Pocahontas even do?
I don't know. She was a Disney character.
Yeah, she had a crazy name like Sacagawea.
Okay.
So let's fill the crickets in on Sacagawea. 1788, she was born. She very young, died at 25. She died in 1812, but she was the unquestioned MVP of the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Okay.
The MVP. More valuable than Lewis, more valuable than Clark.
Okay, I can see that.
And she got the least amount of credit.
Yeah, I can see that.
She was a Shoshone, and she was from Idaho. You ever spent the winter in Idaho?
I've been to Idaho, but I have not spent the winter there.
Yeah, it's very cold there.
Point taken.
I think the Shoshone were pretty tough.
Yeah, point taken there.
But guess what they did to Sacagawea?
They put her down in Arizona?
No, they forced her to get married when she was 13 years old.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, not if it's the right guy. It could have been Romeo. We don't know. But what we do know is that she left, and she joined the Lewis and Clark expedition through the West directly after Thomas Jefferson's.
How'd they find her? Did she apply like on some
app? It was an app.
Some smoke signal site? I don't know. How do you apply for a job like that?
Yeah, it was an app. Thomas Jefferson, before the Louisiana Purchase, had developed an app.
Oh, he was smart.
Yeah, he was a super smart guy. Too bad he was doing a lot of the nasty with his slaves. It takes a little credibility away from that guy.
But we digress.
He did, however, make the Louisiana Purchase.
Okay.
And he did hire Lewis and Clark, who were his buddies, and they were able to somehow find Sacagawea, who kept it all together.
Okay.
She told them when they were negotiating, she said to her buddies, Lewis and Clark, hey, I'm not doing this unless I take my infant son with me. And they were like, no way. And she's like, well, I'm not coming. And they said, okay, bring the kid. So here's where
where's her husband?
I don't know. Maybe he got killed.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. There was a lot of Indian slaying going on back then.
The custard, that
and the white guys did not like the Shoshone.
No.
They were tough. So she joins the situation because the kid, she gets to bring the infant child of hers with them. Her ties to nature and that actually turned out to be pretty much invaluable. Also, her strength as a guide and an interpreter was beyond priceless. She smoothed over all. In fact, from what I took out of this, she not only smoothed out the negotiations, she was the negotiator with the Indians. She actually took care of all the negotiations. She confirmed all of the shelter for safety. She, this is a little, I believe it though. She saved Lewis and Clark's lives dozens and dozens of times. Another big thing, she convinced other Shoshone to protect and help guide Lewis and Clark.
Okay.
Right? So Lewis and Clark, I picture Lewis and Clark as like these two fat white guys, maybe a little balding, but they're pretty clean shaven. They've got spectacles. They're not in great shape at all. They're maybe a little bit spoiled, but they're smart guys. I think they're probably pretty smart guys, but they're not. They are going west into this jungle, dude. They have no idea
what's out there.
Yeah. So they need somebody that's all filled with Indians. They need an Indian with an infant child, female, probably rocking hot, beautiful, that can talk to these Indians and negotiate and find shelter.
Yep. Take their guard down.
So I don't think they're going anywhere without Sacagawea.
No. Totally agree.
And the fact that she was a woman with a child was seen as completely non-threatening at the time.
Yeah, and you're trusting a woman with directions too. I mean, that's pretty amazing too.
Lord
right?
have mercy.
Yeah, can't believe they didn't end up in down in Louisiana or something like that.
Well, there's it sounds like your experience has not been too great with women with directions.
No,
this girl, Sacagawea, had it going on.
I'm telling you,
she was the only one who knew where she was going.
Yeah,
if she wanted to take him to Louisiana,
she knew where to find. She'd find the Mississippi and hang a left.
She very easily could have done it.
Yeah.
So like I said, the fact that she was a woman with a child, very non-threatening, that's critical. During hardships and famine, she was the one who could identify the edible plants and all the roots.
That's key.
All of this there's no Lewis and Clark without her.
Yeah.
Lewis and Clark treated her like fucking gold. They treated her as an equal. She voted with them. She bartended for them. I'm just kidding. No, she bartered all the deals. She traded game and fur, and her advice was the bottom line. Her advice became so respected that they went with basically whatever she was saying. And here's an example of that. Like she was on the, I believe it was in Montana, the Muscle River. And they were in canoes and they had all of their goods. Everything that they had was in these canoes when they tipped over. And Lewis and Clark are dog paddling. They're George Costanza-ing it. Like they're just trying to get through, keep their head above water. And they are blown away by Sacagawea's athletic ability, by her swimming strength, and by her ability. She recovered everything. Those two guys were on the side of the frickin' river, barely breathing, passed out with man boobs and frickin' love handles.
Yeah.
And Sacagawea is in there doing all the work because she's not only the smarts, she's not only the survivor, she's the athlete.
It's unbelievable.
Oh,
especially back in the day.
Why do we not talk about Sacagawea?
Yeah.
Why does she not have a temple somewhere?
She absolutely needs one. Needs a river named after her. Needs something, a mountain.
So that's what they did.
Come on.
They were so impressed with Lewis and Clark were so impressed with what she did on that Montana river that had a crappy name, the Muscle River, that they changed it and it is now called the Sacagawea. Just a little bit of credit is all we're asking for this girl.
She's one bad mother.
Dude, I would marry her tomorrow.
I'm telling you.
I would impregnate her yesterday. I mean, this is the kind of girl I've been looking for my entire life.
Yeah. And she could actually see.
Oh.
She'd be nice with you. She'd be fine.
We could work on the vision.
Yeah.
We would have to work on the vision for me to get in the door.
Yeah.
But she did end up settling. She got convinced. Like Lewis and Clark basically begged her to settle with them in St. Louis. And Clark took care of her sons. By the way, her son, John Baptiste. And they were very, very highly educated in St. Louis by Lewis and Clark. Now, Sacagawea goes on to lose a child in childbirth, and she died of what they, quote unquote, air quotes, what they are calling a mysterious illness at 25 years old. Clark actually took legal custody of her kids, and she was buried with her people at the Wind River Indian Reservation in Wyoming.
Okay.
But 25 years. And I went down the rabbit hole.
That's horrible.
I went down the rabbit hole with
too young
childbirth deaths, and it was rampant. A lot of women were dying trying to have babies between in the early 1800s.
Kind of tell you, women have never had it easy.
Never. Well, are they going to blame Eve on that one? Who are they blaming on that one?
They just have never had it easy.
So here's the bottom line with this is that we can see the example of this Lewis and Clark expedition, and I would definitely urge anybody to go back into this and look it up on your own and read this story. There are stories upon fascination with this entire Lewis and Clark expedition. But what really shined for me is this is such an amazing example of how great it could have been for us white boy Americanos to forge working relations with Indians instead of destroying them.
Hear, hear.
Okay? We missed out on so much that they could have taught us about our newfound home that once was theirs and they cared for it so much. I mean, they respected the land. Sacagawea knew everything about living off the land. And we made this decision as Americans. I know the time frame was different, the context is different and all that, but if we just could have seen past the savage violence and the need to conquer and take over, this is a beautiful example of how we could have coexisted with our friends that were from this land, and we could have coexisted and we could have made this America unbelievable.
Yep. No, totally agree.
All right. Sacagawea is my girl.
Yep.
Okay, that was Sacagawea. Again, 1788 to 1812. There's no doubt about it. Sacagawea is one bad mother.
Where's the awesome sauce?
Why didn't y'all tell me this was a damn rabbit hole from hell? Don't listen.
People, are you ready? Are you ready?
Follow us on Facebook and let's get stupid.
Welcome back. We are doing the strange for a little change. I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs. We're in the Bel Mateo Bowl studios, and we got to get to this. Holla is coming up.
Yep.
But right now, let's get into, we're going into Crazy Town, and it's being brought to you by McCutcheon Law Offices.
Welcome to Crazy Town. All aboard!
So we don't fool around when we're up against the time.
No, they're kicking us along. We've been bowling strikes all segment
without the gutter guards.
Yep.
Well, let's get into Jack London. I don't even think that people are aware of what an amazing, crazy town motherfucker.
Is he known outside of the Bay Area? Because in the Bay Area, there's Jack London Square, which is known here in the Bay Area.
It's Oakland.
Yeah.
No one wants to admit that they know anything about Oakland at this particular juncture of history.
Point taken.
Right. So Jack London, I think most of us who live here or who have ties or roots here to the Bay Area, they're familiar with the name Jack London. But the question is, who was he and why is he so important to the Bay Area?
Yeah.
Right. So one thing's for sure. He's a writer, and these American writers were fucking cuckoo. They were completely fucking nuts.
Yep.
Right. We got Ernestine, 60 years old, kills himself.
Yeah. Shotgun to the face.
People can read about him.
Yep.
You have F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Oh,
he dies at 40. He drinks himself to death.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything away, but Jack London may have suffered some of that same stuff. So he was a writer, obviously. And here we go again. Just like Ben Affleck, London is not his real birth name.
Oh, come on.
His birth name is John Griffith Cheney. And here's what's going on with him. It starts out a little bit rough. He is born in 1876 in it's on 3rd and Brennan, which is now high class. It's a nice spot in the city.
And in San Francisco.
Yeah, in San Francisco, right? But in 1876, it was the slums.
Yeah.
Because in 1873, there was the panic of 1873. There's a run on the banks. So San Francisco has gone through the gold rush.
Okay.
And everything has been fantabulous, especially for our buddy fucking Ralston, who was ripping everybody off, and Crocker, who was as corrupt as they got to be, right? So there's the run on the banks because of those fuckers. Those, I'm not going to get too busy on them, but they ripped a lot of people off. So in 1873, the banks that Ralston and Crocker are running are going broke. So he, 3 years later, 1876, not great timing. Not great timing for Jack London to be born in the ghetto. Third, for those of you who are from or familiar with San Francisco, he is born on 3rd and Brannan, which is full-blown ghetto at the time. The family were descendants of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. I'm sure a lot of people were descendants of that colony back in the 1870s. His mom was this is where it gets a little funky. His mom was a spiritualist, a teacher who taught spiritualism. His dad was an astrologer, right?
Great professions.
And so what happens here is he gets her pregnant. And
he gets who pregnant?
He gets Jack London's mom pregnant.
Yeah.
And he begs her, he demands an abortion. The mom says, I'm not having an abortion. So what does he do? He takes off. She gives birth, and she is so incapable of raising the kid that she tries to kill herself. She shoots herself in the head, but it fails.
Jack London's mom.
Jack London's mother tries to commit suicide when the dad just bolts. And an interesting little side note to this was, I remember one time asking my dad, being like, man, this divorce thing fucking sucks, man. You get divorced, everyone's getting divorced. You get divorced and you're going to lose everything. My dad looked at me and he said, hey, you know why there's divorce? It's because these guys were knocking everybody up. They were knocking up all these chicks, and then they were taken off. He's like, that's why the divorce laws came around.
Okay.
So, Jack London isn't the only person who went through this. Sadly, it was fairly common at the time. But the mom went crazy. She became what they call temporarily deranged, and she had to give Jack London to an African-American former slave, Jenny Prentice. And she was a wet nurse. And his mom eventually gets remarried to a disabled Civil War vet.
Okay.
And here's with a London name. His name, John London.
Okay, that's where it comes in.
And John London actually brings young Jack back to live with them, along with the Prentice family, along with the African-American
wet nurse,
former slave wet nurse, comes back, and she continues to raise because there's already a bond being built there, right? So why we have a street called Ralston instead of having a street called Prentice is beyond me.
Yeah, point taken.
Why these rich assholes that screwed everybody over got famous and got monuments and got streets,
and the people who did all the real work
got nothing. Zippy. So here's a little bit of the nuts and bolts when it comes to Jack London. And actually what is so inspiring about him is that he is self-educated, and he made his dough as an oyster pirate on the Oakland docks. So he was stealing oysters.
Okay.
Little oysters.
Yeah.
He's stealing oysters and he's pirating them. Like he's going over to people and he's selling them for probably a penny. I don't know what it is, but his struggle on the Oakland ports was so bad that he got into a little schooner, and he took it all the way to Japan because there was a rush on seals.
What?
Yeah, a schooner to Japan. And he made it. And there was this big rush on seals, on, killing seals and selling them and eating their meat and saving their tusks and, doing all this stuff. And that was all happening. So can you imagine getting on a schooner? Dude,
no,
we would not even make it. We wouldn't even make it Half Moon. We don't even make it like a mile out from Half Moon Bay.
No, not at all. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. So he gets on a schooner. He goes to Japan. And that's like some unreal kind of, the struggle was real for him, I think is what that really comes down to. He had to get the fuck out. And when he came back, he got arrested. He couldn't find a job. He couldn't keep a job. He got arrested for being homeless, for being a vagrant. He spent a month in jail. And at 17, he barely went to, didn't Tom Hanks go to Oakland High School or Oakland Tech, or
I don't know.
I think he went to the same high school as because I think I heard Tom Hanks talking. I could be wrong, but he spent a little bit of time. He was self-educated, but he did spend a little bit of time at Oakland High School where he studied in a bar, and he dropped out. Studied in a bar. He's at 17 years old. He passes a test to get into Berkeley. He gets into Cal Berkeley.
Really?
Because back in those days, all you had to do was pass an exam.
Okay.
And they would put you into a school, right? So, but he continued. He's only 17 years old. So he didn't have a home. So he continued to study at bars. And the bar, we had friends that went to Berkeley, and we would go over there and party with them. And the bar was originally called Heinold's. And that was there for a long time, but I believe that you can visit that bar now, and it has been redone, and it has been renamed Jack London's Rendezvous. So I haven't been there since they did that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it does still exist. And this is where, at 17, this is where it gets good. This is where Jack London's alcoholism catches fire. This is where he starts getting completely nuts on the booze. At 21, after dropping out of Berkeley, he drops out of Berkeley too. Hated it. Guess where he sails this time?
Mexico.
Nope. He goes north. He goes to the worst place you can think of. He goes to Canada. He goes to the Klondike for the gold rush. Probably another one of those Hearst situations where the Hearst newspapers are telling everybody they're getting rich at the Klondike when everybody's getting killed and eaten by grizzly bears.
Yep.
So he goes up there and he gets scurvy that is so bad it rots out all of his teeth, and he develops chronic pain in both of his hips, all of his leg muscles, and his face develops these dark marks that would always remind him of his struggles. So one of the fascinating things about London is that he would constantly, when he was writing later in his history, as we get to this, he would look in mirrors and he would look at these black spots and and it would inspire him to write about his times in the Klondike. It would inspire him to write about all of these struggles that he had, right? So he really used it. He really used it to inspire him. And I will tell you, and I've said this more than one time, all greatness comes out of struggle. Every greatness, not nowadays as much, but all great people.
You've said that before.
If you go back into the history books, they have some sort of a mind-altering, crazy-ass struggle that they have to get through to become great.
Yeah.
Now, great is defined in a different way.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that Jack London is on his way because he writes Call of the Wild, To Build a Fire, and White Fang.
Okay. Yeah, White Fang. Okay. Yeah.
Before Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, remember the movie. There you go.
Yeah, and these are all based on getting the time thing already. I'm trying to get through this. So these novels are all based on his time that he spends in the Klondike. So when he returned from the Klondike, he becomes this militant socialist. And he begins writing these stories that basically happened to him in the Klondike as a way to avoid, air quotes, the work trap. He thinks of work as being the ultimate trap. So he's getting $40 for his first couple of stories. He's getting $40. Well, it's going to take more than that time. I can tell you that right now. We're going to go a little bit over. So you're going to have to find another place to cut. So he's getting $40, right? So which isn't much. He's barely making any money. So we'll get into a little bit of good luck. His writing begins at the same time printing technologies begin to take off.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, God, for giving me a break. I mean, this guy deserves a break. If anybody does, it's him. Low-cost magazines begin to blow up across the country. So his stories are finding a definite line, a landing spot in with very broad, very wide audiences. So he's getting a following, and he's getting $150 a story now, and he's producing them like a mofo.
Yeah, back then, yeah, it's good cash.
Yeah, he's producing them like crazy. He gets married. Okay, he buys a home in Piedmont, which is across the bay from us.
Yep.
On the other side of the peninsula. He does the Ernestine deal. He becomes a World War I correspondent. Just like Ernestine, we love them, but they're a little bit nutty. But it does provide for a ton of inspiration and things to write about. But the problem with Jack London is that he spends the money much quicker than he gets it. And he is forced to write to pay his bills. No writer can do that. Once you're getting paid, it's harder to create.
Yeah, I get that.
So he's getting into some pretty serious financial trouble. And he goes public by saying, I am writing stories so that I can add acres to my estate. So every bit of money that he's getting is going into this estate that he has. He wants to add another 300 or 400 acres.
That's actually pretty smart
but it's tough to create when you're doing it for money. Money in creating does not work.
Yeah, sure.
Right? It doesn't work. So, but I will tell you that owning this property in Piedmont made him an amazing scientist of agriculture, and he became this insanely awesome rancher. But he's spending all this money. He hired the best Italian stonemasons. He was absolutely paying for the best labor he could get. It was all quality, but he was drowning in booze. He could not get enough. So the ranchers, the masons, were all ripping him off. They were all laughing at him. They were all making fun of him because he was off his rocker with booze. So it's funny how we're doing this at the same time we're doing a segment on hangovers.
Yeah, there you go.
It makes me wonder how bad a hangover was in early 1900s.
And how did he? Yeah, exactly.
So he was literally drowning, and he was, all this debt, and he's trying to write. So he gets accused of plagiarism. He gets accused of lifting, and as we know, we talk about this, musicians now are willing to admit that they're lifting off of
tracks,
other musicians, right?
Yeah.
So he's being accused of it, but he's not talking about it. But the odds are, a drunk with all this debt, he is probably plagiarizing some stuff. So the name of the ranch, he becomes completely incoherent. The ranchers are completely making fun of him. They're throwing rocks at him. They're ripping him off. But here's so the ranch becomes the estate becomes this economic disaster. It's called Wolf House, by the way. You can go to Piedmont.
Okay.
Here's what happens. Right before it gets built, right before they finish building it.
Yeah.
And before he can even get his last rocking chair in there, it burns to the ground.
Really?
Burns. So if you go out to Piedmont or Sonoma, if you go to Sonoma and you check this thing out, all it is what's left.
Okay.
It's a big park, and this is wine country. This is Sonoma. Okay, so death. Let's talk about his death real quick, and then these people are breathing down my throat.
You're going way over time, but there you go.
Okay, but I love this. So, okay, he dies at 40, and he was in pretty bad shape. Liver, kidney disease, led him, he was in extreme pain. So,
loving every minute of it.
Loving every minute at 40 years old. So he's, addicted to opium and morphine. So it's speculated, or it is suspected, that he killed himself. But it has never been proven. Like, he took a morphine overdose because he was in so much pain, but that has never been proven. He was accused of plagiarism, as I said, that was at the very end. So not exactly the greatest exit. We've it kind of goes full circle. Not a great entrance, not a great exit, but in between was pretty good. So the one thing that I want to leave you with is that in just 16 years, he was able to produce 50 novels, hundreds and hundreds of short stories and articles. He was found dead. This is not that bad. He was found dead sitting on his beloved swing on his porch, on his property. And his books have now been translated into 70 different languages.
Wow.
And here's another guy. He got Jack London Square, but I think that this guy probably deserves a little bit more exposure with this story.
Yeah, it feels too much local versus really where his impact was.
Did you know any of that about Jack London?
I did not know that, no.
Were you interested in any of that about Jack London?
I thought you did a really nice job.
That was Crazy Town, and that was Jack London. And wait a minute, I think it was brought to you by... No, that was One Bad Mother.
No, that was Crazy Town.
Crazy Town. See how this is what happens when you guys throw me up against the clock.
I know. They're yelling at you.
That was Crazy Town, and that was brought to you by the McCutcheon Law Offices.
Where's the awesome sauce?
Unsubscribe, unfollow, and unplug.
This is how we party.
Don't listen.
Okay, to get everybody off my ass, we're out of here. We do not have time for Hollow. We will make it up to you. I know it's good news, bad news situation, but this is the end of the show. We'll check you guys next time. I'm Big Red. He's the Shebs. It's the DLC, the Don't Listen Chumcast. And I want you guys to be sure to, if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed or depressed, I want you to call the Suicide Prevention Hotline. Please do not do it. 866-903-3787. And remember that all we want is on the other side of fear.
Bye, Felicia.
Don't Listen. A Basic Chumcast has been an exclusive presentation of Whetstone Entertainment in association with Is Chill Productions. Subscribe, follow, like, and share us while on your favorite social media hangouts and our YouTube channel. We're not into begging, but if you like us, review us and support us by continuing to check us out on your favorite podcast platforms. Find more fun and hit us with your feedback at don'tlistenchumcast.com.
Yeah, that's fantastic.